And watch the screen right now, ladies and gentlemen. We are
We're watching.
And we are out and about, and we are doing our first episode surprise of a new series that we're running, and it is called OK Rockland. There it is, and we're going to keep it nice and minimalistic, but we're going to tell you a few things. I'm here. I'm your part of your hosting agency here, Tom Osa.
And I am also Agent Mike Kluger, and we are here at 202 Cannabis, which Tom Osa knows nothing about.
Exactly, and I'm here on an intellectual mission in order to find out all the different scientific components of this thing known as cannabis. I've heard about it, I've heard legends over the years. I personally find it to be an interesting scientific journey, and Mike's here to help me.
Well, you are here for the science, and I am here for the social. I would like to be here and make new friends with our new friends here at Cannabis, 202 Cannabis Company.
Exactly, and 202 Cannabis is located right on Route 202 in Garnerville, New York, and they are the first drive-through cannabis dispensary in all of Rockland County, and we've been friends with them for about 6 months since they opened. Haverstraw Town Supervisor Howard Phillips, as well as many people from different governments, communities, friends. You know, it's almost like where Cheers, like where everybody knows your name in an Apple store. Amazing and professional, and again, right in Garnerville. Mike, what do you think of the place?
I think it's amazing. It's elegant. It almost emulates almost like a museum, right?
Right.
There is these kiosks, and each one, I believe, is from a different farm. All of those farms are from New York State.
Exactly.
I am really interested to talk to the folks who are coming in, some of the people who work here, find out what their favorite products are, what their favorite farms.
Yeah.
This really helps out the New York economy because we're supporting New York agriculture. And as we discuss a lot, 61 cents of every dollar goes towards the keeping that money in your community.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, it's a tried and true formula. You have a small business that establishes a presence in a local community, helps out. Also, you know, it's a business, and this is a family-owned business right here. And they create good rapport, and they also give back. In my opinion, that's like the secret formula for businesses lasting for sometimes generations.
That's true.
And they've already started to do that. We'll talk with Gregory and Milka and some of the staff here in a little bit. But yeah, I do find that really helps. And that is a true number that Mike mentioned. 61 cents of every dollar that gets spent in a community stays in the community if you do it within a small business. So, you know, I'm not going to get all nerdy out. I'm just really here for the ambiance and the scientific discovery, man.
And again, I'm here to make new friends and learn about some social.
Dig it. So what should we do while we're here at 202 Cannabis?
I think we should interview whoever wants to come talk to us.
I think
know
so
that
too.
there is a lot of staff members. They are really excited to come talk to us and tell us their things. And maybe we can get some of the purveyors of this fine establishment to come and talk to us as well.
I think it would be kind of fun, you know, and it reminds me of, there's a few different business models that I've found that kind of align with 202 Cannabis. And one of them has to do with like when you go into like a health food store.
Okay.
And let's say you're going to a health food store and you're looking at different greenery because, you know, it's organic. I mean, a lot of this stuff around here is organic, and that's the really cool thing. So when you go to a health food store, you know, you look for different things that are good for the palate, and you generally get a sense that there's certain things that you're going to like and certain things that you don't.
Well, and with that, we have this new job that is coming out called the bud tender.
Yeah, I heard about that. Bud tenders.
Which is like a cross between your bartender and a barista, except it's about cannabis.
Yeah.
And the different forms, the different strains. And the few times I was in here earlier to talk to some of the people who work here, they're really, really informative. They're here to educate. They don't demean you or anything. They understand that a lot of people are coming in with no knowledge of what's going down, and they just need to be informed.
Yeah, and it seems like the people that are here are very knowledgeable, and, you know, just going back to that thing that I'm chiming on is like they know the different buds and the terpenes. And, you know, I did a little reading before I got here, and I kind of got like a general overview of the two different types of main strains. And I think one of them is sativa.
That is correct.
And the other one is CBD, if I'm not mistaken.
That is not correct.
It's not correct. What's the other?
There's the sativa, there is the indica.
There's the indica.
Right.
Yes.
CBD, although it is part of the cannabis plant, is not the same thing as straight up marijuana and all of those things. CBD has a lot of pain relief in it. It is not psychotropic at all. So there are plants that do give you a bit of that THC and CBD mixture.
Like a hybrid sort of thing?
Right, there are plants that do that, and then there are lots of products here at 202 Cannabis that use pieces of other strains to mix together and give you the right cocktail, as it were.
Bingo. And the way that I look at that is like, you could take different things and blend them together and have, I think it's called the entourage effect.
Okay, talk to me about the entourage effect.
So from what I looked at on Wikipedia, that you basically, the entourage effect is essentially when you blend different types of the cannabis. So for instance, let's say you take a little bit of Maui Wowie, and then you add in a little bit of Acapulco Gold, and then
hold on. This is just in theory because you don't know anything about cannabis.
Right. I'm just reading this off of, like, for instance, Wikipedia and such. I don't know anything about this cannabis. It's more of like an entourage effect, really like understanding, right? So apparently, like, if you blend like certain amounts with other certain amounts, it creates a different effect altogether. Kind of like if you blend like a Coors Light and a dark ale from, let's just say, Northern Waziristan.
I'm looking at my dear friend Tom with utter contempt of disgustingness.
Why is that?
Because you said the words Coors and Light.
Yes, we got into this like about 2 years ago. Why don't you like Coors Light?
Because it's a terrible product.
Well, I don't disagree with you on that. I'm just saying it was, that's what was available a few years ago.
Well, as you know, Tom, if I am going to drink a beer, it is going to be a Rockland County craft beverage.
So I know that there's a few different establishments around the area. Are there any ones that you particularly that you frequent?
Well, the last one that I went to, and we're going to bring this up because they are only open for another 3 or 4 days.
That's right.
Defiant is closing its doors in Pearl River.
Yeah.
Their last big event, and this is the biggest event probably in Rockland this weekend, is the Pearl River Parade.
Word on the street, even though Defiant Brewery is closing, they're going to have a finishing up party on Sunday, coincidentally, during the St. Patrick's Day Parade. And all I got to say, and we're going to be live streaming there on Sunday, we're going to get there early because it's going to be mobbed in there.
I am going to try and drink as much Irish Goodbye as possible.
What's an Irish Goodbye?
Well, in this particular case, it is an Irish red ale made for this weekend. Neil Acer did put a lot of love and craft and all of that into his beer. He really wanted a great send-off. So I recommend that beer as one of my favorites that he's got online right now.
That's cool. Yeah. And we've been there a bunch of times over the last 21 years.
Right.
And it's kind of bittersweet. It's almost like, I mentioned about Cheers. I grew up watching Cheers where everybody knows your name.
Right.
And I always got that sense that when you walked in there, like the bartenders, much like the bud tenders here at 202 Cannabis, they basically like they know you, and it's like a really warm atmosphere. I really wish they got the events thing. Like I had visions for that stage, brother. I had visions.
We can talk about what was. We can also talk about what is, because there are places to go drink and eat and get your entertainment going, such as our sponsor, Holy Sushi.
That's right. Yo, what's up, man?
I'm Jaden. Nice to meet you.
So we have Jaden coming over here. He works. I'm assuming he works here. He's got the badge. He's got a sweatshirt on.
Yeah.
So
and you're live on Rockland's News with about anywhere from 500 to 2,500 people. Say hello.
What's up?
Very cool. So you're one of the bud tenders here at 202 Cannabis, right? Are there any different blends that, like, when somebody comes in, like, what's the process for really just kind of really intellectually understanding what the customer wants?
I just ask them questions. I narrow it down to whatever they want, and whatever they want is what I give them.
So what's your favorite product?
Yeah.
I have a bunch of different products that I like. I like live resin, live rosin. We carry a lot of that. I like the most purest to the plant type of content.
Dig it.
live resin, live rosin is an example of that. The way they extract it is just pure to the plant. I don't like distillate, even though we sell distillate. That's for a different niche of customers.
Yeah, exactly,
You know?
because it's like individualized.
I've smoked distillate a bunch of years, so I'm just leveling up, in my smoker career.
Right.
Live resin and live rosin is what I'm into.
And from what I understand, and I'm trying to approach this from an intellectual standpoint, but it's like, like the experience that we find that people go through while they're on the cannabis journey, right? And it really creates interesting insights into one's future and also one's ability to accomplish things. So
that depends on how you use cannabis, honestly.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't let it control your life, but it's definitely a tool you can use to better your life.
It's a tool, exactly.
As long as people find the balance, I think they'll be all right.
Yeah,
Now, you guys have a lot of New York State farms represented here at 202 Cannabis, right? Do you choose any of your products personally from hey, this is coming from this farm, so I know it's going to be good? Or is it just whatever comes in, you want to try it, you want to do this?
I have an open mind with all farms.
Okay.
All farms just distribute different things. Some people distribute distillate, and then they level up to the point where they're distributing live resin, live rosin. I'll always try that. I'm not going to give any shade to any farm.
Of course, yeah.
It wasn't about shade.
They
It was more
distribute.
like which one you
No, not
like
even
anyone
about
better.
that. Your question was shade. It's just like in general. I'm not going to say a certain farm is this and a certain farm is that.
Okay.
And they haven't even distributed a product to their potential.
Okay.
Live resin and live rosin is always something you can do with weed. And if they choose to do distillate in the beginning, they can always grow on live rosin and live resin. And that's always something that I'm not going to be able to judge unless they make it. So I'm not going to judge any brand.
Yeah,
And these
absolutely.
different farms are all doing all sorts of different kind of products other than basic flour and distillate and all that, right? So there's all sorts of like edibles and
Some brands only do edibles.
Right.
Some brands only do pre-rolls.
Yeah.
It's just about whatever they're trying to provide. You give a judgment on that, and you give them feedback on that. So whatever they want to do after that.
That sounds really cool.
Yep.
And when customers, and you talk with them a little bit and everything, you obviously, through your experiences, I'm sure you're looking for specific effects that you want, and you talk with the customers. What sort of effects do you look for when you're doing live resin, live rosin?
Live resin, live rosin. Honestly, I'm looking for, depending on the sativa or indica, I don't really do a lot of hybrids. I want something to give me like black or white effects.
That's cool.
It's not
All
like
right.
in the middle and the gray.
Mhm.
So like on the left side will probably be sativa. If I'm trying to get things done, I'll do a sativa, live resin, or live rosin. The live rosin gives you more of a body high effect, but it can still get you to do like certain things, like whether it's sativa or not. And if I wanted to just chill, relax, and I'm already done with all the tasks in my day, I'll probably hit an indica and just relax.
Yeah.
I don't have nothing to worry about. Everything's already done in my day.
Yeah, exactly.
Sativa is more like if you have to get shit done.
Yeah.
But that depends if you can handle it or not. Some people can't handle the high and they can't get anything done.
Right.
Whether it gets you energizing high or not.
And
So
I
folks
found-
go easy on it on your first go round.
Oh yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Go easy on it for sure. Whether it's like if you're experimenting something new, try to go in like the lowlands of it. Don't try to like fully extreme it, and see how you feel off of that. And then
Exactly.
just compound.
I found I have a few friends from maybe 20, 30 years ago that they also said it's really great post-recovery workout. If you do, for instance, like indica and post-workout, it's actually good for the muscles to recuperate.
Yeah, indica's great, honestly. I know a lot of people that smoke indica even as soon as they wake up. It's not something that's like put you to sleep type of thing. If you get the right indicas, it'll get you to like just be calm and like it'll give you a low energy feel, but as long as you're calm and relaxed, you can use that to your advantage. It's not going to necessarily put you to sleep. And I know a lot of people that just like indica more than sativa, and they'll smoke that morning through night.
Awesome.
It was
not
my
necessarily
understanding
gonna
that
put you to sleep.
indica has more pain relief properties
Pain
than
relief.
sativa.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
So it's not necessarily going to put you to sleep, but it might give you pain, inflammation, all that other stuff that's beneficial to the human.
Very good. It was a great interview. And give me your name again?
Jaden,
Jaden from 202 Cannabis. Thank you for joining us on Rockland News
you already
today.
know.
Come say hi to him.
All right. And that's just one of approximately, I'd say about 7 to 10 bud tenders that are here at 202 Cannabis right now, Mike.
And they are working it. There are people streaming in here. There's video monitors to go through all the products. There are people talking to all sorts of people.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And we also have some, because this isn't the first time that I mentioned that there was the ribbon cutting and so on and so forth. So Town of Haverstraw Supervisor Howard Phillips was here, along with many of us, at the ribbon cutting. I think it was about 6 months ago, maybe a little bit more. It was right before Rockland Music Fest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and there's some really funny pictures. Like, for instance, Town Supervisor Howard Phillips, he was doing the ribbon cutting. He actually missed the ribbon with the scissor, but he actually picked up the ribbon on the rebound with the scissor. It's almost like he was in an NBA game, except it's Howard Phillips. But anyway, we also have an interview that we did with Milka and Gregory Pereira, who are the owners of 202 Cannabis. And we're going to run that interview right now, and we'll be right back. And stay tuned for a few of our sponsors that are coming up right after the interview. And everybody, thanks for joining us on our inaugural episode of OK Rockland. It's going to be a lot more fun this summer with Tom Osa and
Mike Kluger, and we are here again at 202 Cannabis in Garnerville, New York.
what it is. Okay, and that was Francesca. That was part one of our interview with the 202 Cannabis staff. And we had the opportunity to speak with Francesca, I guess like about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So she kind of gave us the rundown. Again, Mike, I don't know anything about this cannabis
No,
thing.
but you're finding out today.
Really, I'm gathering a lot of data. And I feel like the guy on Star Trek, the android dude.
Why are you feeling like you're not in touch with your emotions?
Oh, quite the opposite, sir. Quite the opposite.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this feels like a library for horticulturists.
I mean, you're not that far off.
It's like whoa.
Well, I think that what was more like the lighting and the environment. Like it really is a really clean shop.
Yeah, I like
It's
I like
not
that part.
it's not this like dingy hole in the wall of yesteryear of like, hey man,
Right.
go give me the fat sack, I'll pay you cash. Like you can actually, with your credit card, drive up through the drive-through and collect your cannabis.
First drive-through cannabis dispensary in all of Rockland County. We might have a guest that's showing up right now. There's a gentleman named Frank that's here. He's staring at me.
Hold on, but before Frank gets on, we should really list off our sponsors.
We should. So we want to thank our sponsors that keep us on the air and keep this entire operation not just entertaining, but also informative. And just as a reminder, Admiral's Cove, the property management company over there, they have a new change of property manager. So Mike, I got to give you a handshake, man. Nice job on the interviews.
I mean, we talked to everybody, and we just want to see some fair play.
Yeah. So these are serious issues, but today at OK Rockland, we're having a really great time over here at 202 Cannabis, and we want to thank our other sponsors. First of all, the New York Boulders baseball team and their 2026 season, which happens to be their 15th season. They have their tickets ready to go for you at nyboulders.com. It's a minor league baseball stadium in Pomona, and these games are epic. And as a matter of fact, last year we did Rockland Music Fest over there, so a lot more to happen with them. We also have Work Smart NY Business Boot Camp that's happening in the end of April. Mike, you want to do a few?
We have Yahoo Fence, one of the old family-owned businesses. We love Yahoo Fence. They are really strong supporters of local music and all of that. We have Dana Pest Control at Stony Point. Again, 3 generations of family pest control.
Exactly. You need to get rid of your termites, your ants, your rodents, snakes.
All the creepy crawlies.
Yeah, not your relatives. If you don't like your relatives, that's not something that they do. But everything else, they can make sure that you're in a safe, clean environment. DanaPestControl.com.
And if you are in that safe, clean environment and your refrigerator fails, you call Easy Temp.
Easy Temp for all of your commercial and residential refrigeration needs. EasyTemp.net. And I like the next one that's on that list.
So one of the best places to go after you visited 202 Cannabis is to Kobe Sushi.
I know.
Especially if it's a Wednesday or Saturday, because they have live jazz.
Yeah, and if you mention Rockland News when you place your order, and it's going to be over $75, but if you place your order with Kobe Sushi and you mention Rockland News, you get 15% off your entire order. So on a $100 order, you save $15.
And if you're ready to make that leap to change where you live and you need a realtor, the woman to go talk to is Susan Bova at Coldwell Banker Realty.
That's right. And she's helped my mom out with real estate concerns. And, she's been, we know her for many years, and she's quality real estate representation in the area, especially for residential. I think she does commercial property too. So she's really cool.
Cool. And, we talk a lot about when you smoke, right? And there's a phrase called the wake and bake.
Yes.
Where you
What is
smoke in the
that?
morning,
I've never heard of the wake
If you
and
smoke
bake.
in
What
the
is
morning
that?
and then you get the munchies,
Uh-huh.
the best place to go to for your tasty munchies, Whole Shot Bagels.
That's right. Located in Haverstraw, New York, Whole Shot Bagels will take care of all your sausage, egg, and cheese needs.
They have one of the best bacon, egg, and cheese in Rockland County.
Yeah, they're actually up for an award with bacon, egg, and cheese.
Right?
Yeah. If you go to Instagram.com/BECSPK, that's bacon, egg, cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup, _KING, you can vote for Whole Shot Bagels as the #1 bagel shop in all of Rockland County.
Now, many of these businesses you need to know where they are.
Yeah.
And the only way to do that is to go get the sign.
Yeah.
Because a business without a sign
Is a sign of no business, ladies and gentlemen.
So 99 Signs, go check them out.
Yep.
FC Perfection, if you get any dings or anything, any auto body issues for your car, some FC Perfection, we'll buff that right out.
Yeah, totally. And Vinny, shout out to Vinny's Auto Body right next door. He takes care of auto mechanic. I'm sorry. FZ Perfection does the exterior, and Vinny's Auto does the interior, like engine and rebuilds and stuff like that. He's in our networking group. He's pretty cool.
If your car is a big mess, and I don't mean like the mechanics of it or the body, but you have trash in it, can you call space maintenance, or do they do something else?
I believe for that, I mean, you could probably just, I know that Tony D'Elia has a pickup truck, so he can like help you remediate the stuff in your car. Now, that being said, if there's larger jobs that you need to, let's say, for instance, get rid of a whole bunch of stuff in your basement or your living room or anywhere in the house, call up Clean Space Maintenance Management Company, cleanspacemms.us, and they can help you get rid of a whole bunch of junk or things that are just hanging around the house, not like me, and you just throw it into the trailer, and Tony can get that stuff hauled away for very, very low cost. As a matter of fact, Mike, he took care of our house for like $179. I think.
Wow.
Yeah. Now inflation and tariffs and war has raised that to $199.
All right.
But it is what it is, right?
So if you are looking for something to do, right, and the parade's not your thing, maybe you want to go to the Nanuet Town Center.
That's right. The Nanuet Town Center. Connect, experience, live. Shopping, dining, events, and much more. But we do have to change that thing about the events because I got some information, Mike, that we have to talk about on the air.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And again, thank you to all of our sponsors. But now we're going to get into some.
I got one more sponsor.
Yeah,
it's a new one.
Hit me up.
So Tom and I interviewed the manager of Pearl River Pizzeria in Pearl River.
Right.
And we had such a pleasant time talking with Frank. He is a Haverstraw native. He has been working in the pizza industry for 3 decades. Go check out our interview on Rockland News. But this weekend, if you're down there for the parade, go check out Pearl River Pizza. They're at 137 North Middletown Road in Pearl River, New York. PearlRiverPizzeria.com, and their phone number is 845-735-1500. They deliver. Go get some food.
Yep, right across the street from King Cone.
King Cone.
I used to go there when I was a kid. That place has been there forever.
When you were a wee babe, as they say?
Yeah, it was just a young tyke, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, we're getting ready for St. Patty's Day.
Oh, dude, I am so psyched. I got to tell you, and, we have a friend of ours here, Frank, but I got to tell you, Frank just got off of a roofing job here, and he's basically, I got to tell you, this guy,
rolling his joints.
Well, I mean, I've seen him work, right? So basically, like, let's say he's up on the roof and he's got to fire a few people off the roof, just like, knock them on their butts. He does that. Now, back in the day, and I remember in the 1990s, ladies and germs, I remember in the 1990s when it wasn't a crime to fire someone off the roof,
Tom, I'm a little confused as to what reality you remember.
Well, I mean, I remember I heard of all these recordings where there was like people that they were actively seeking jobs.
Okay.
Actively seeking jobs, right?
Right.
Now, when you have like supply and demand, and there's a lot of people out there, not everybody performs well, especially if you're on a roof. Now,
I've also heard that this happened before the legalization of cannabis. So
Right.
if you go to 202 Cannabis now, you are less likely to be launched off a roof.
Correct. And just as a disclaimer, the reason for that is you won't be able to get on the roof.
You get high in a different way.
Well, I don't know anything about this cannabis thing. I'm just thinking like,
And that's why we're here today, to find out all about it.
Yeah, exactly. But
You should too. Come out, visit us, visit all of the great bud tenders here at 202 Cannabis.
so I just want you to know that Frank's in the background over here. He's smiling at us and he's tooting his horn, but he had a really
think that
tough
was a horn.
day. It was, I don't know what it is. What is he tooting over there? Anyway,
Probably some cannabis.
So Pearl River Pizzeria, definitely check them out. And they have 3 different locations. They're not all in Pearl River. One's in New City. Where's the other one? You
I
said
don't know, but if you ask Frank from Pearl River Pizza,
yeah.
he would tell you.
If you need your delivery service, you call 845-735-1500, pearlriverpizzeria.com. Mike, some interesting developments this week, man.
Okay. Were they arresting? Oh, that's a different show.
Yeah, well,
Arrested Development. You ever watch that show?
no, have you?
A little bit of it. A little bit of it.
It's with Jason Bateman, right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Anyway, developments.
Well, all right. So first of all, we talked about the Admiral's Cove thing.
Right.
All right. New property manager.
Yeah.
Obviously, for those of you that have been checking out the stories that we've been writing, there's 5 of them over at rocklandsnews.com. And we're essentially basically advocating for a better tomorrow. The tenants have had some issues over there with heating, air conditioning, mold, electrical. The elevators have been out. During the blizzard, there was no heat in some units. Broken windows in the cars. It's been a bit of a bad scene for a luxury complex, residential, $4,000 to $5,000 in rent. Well, the property manager has been officially replaced.
Well, and I don't know if that really follows the line of what we're trying to say here on OK Rockland versus AM Rockland.
Right.
Because we don't know if that's okay.
Yeah, it might not be okay. You have a good point about that.
What I can tell you is an okay thing to do is to go check out craft beverage at District 96.
Right.
Go see the oldest candy shop in New York.
Mhm.
That's an okay thing to do. That's over at Lucas Candies and Havistraw. Or maybe you want to try the newest craft beverage place, and that's at Noble Experiment Brewing in West Nyack.
Yeah, and I should tie this back into okay because we're not looking to make it mega negative or mega positive, but just the facts here. But the takeaway from this that the property manager is a new one. I think that's a good turnaround for the tenants because hopefully they'll get better service. So I think we did a really more than okay job over there, Mike, in my opinion. That's one piece of news. Another piece of news that came up over the last week is, I don't know if you've checked out the Nanuet Town Center's website, but check this out. And you go to Nanuet, TOWNCENTRE. I don't know if center with the ER was available or not when they got the domain name or whatever. So for those of you that are on the radio, on the live stream with us, last year they had at least, and I'm not kidding, Mike, at least 20 or 30 events for kids, for adults, for seniors, bands, playground stuff. I mean, music, bands.
This seems like everything that we love about Rockland County.
Exactly. And the thing that in this case is not okay, apparently they canceled all their events for 2026.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, folks, if you want these events to come back, if you are looking for more stuff to do, reach out to us at rocklandnews.com.
Yeah. And I'm not saying we're going to do an investigative report, but I got to find out what's going on. I mean, we could.
We might. If our listeners want us to investigate, I say we do it, Tom.
Yeah.
But you listeners have to tell us.
Yeah, it definitely merits the fact that they have to, we have to follow what you want from us. So if we just leave it alone, it's fine. We can move on to the next thing. But we'll definitely find out.
Right.
So.
But in the meantime,
yeah,
what we're doing here on OK Rockland is talking about all of the cool places around Rockland, all the fun things to do, like here at 202 Cannabis.
On the first day of spring as well.
Right.
I think today at 10:46 a.m. was the first sprouts of spring in the Irish way.
Was there any woodchucks that we had to deal with?
No, they were chucking wood.
They were chucking wood?
Yes.
How much wood could a woodchuck?
Well, we don't know if a woodchuck could chuck wood, so we don't have any data on that.
I promise you, listeners, we have not sampled any of the 202
There was
yet.
that we can actually pinky swear.
Pinky swear?
We pinky swear because we want to, be appropriate. None of the products at this location have been experienced directly on this particular day. right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And certainly not on this show.
Yeah.
After the show, that's a different conversation.
We would never do that to you, ladies and germs.
Well, unless you wanted us to.
Well, that would be we'd have to know if it's. I mean, look, I don't know anything about this cannabis thing.
No, but if you are on a small business, if you are a Main Street USA business owner
Mm-hmm.
in Rockland County,
Yeah.
we want to talk to you. If you would like to sponsor us, please look us up at rocklandnews.com slash
Alert!
Alerts.
Alert! Alert!
like Eli Manning, a former Giant. Alert! Alert! Alert!
Alert! Alert! Alert! Anyway, so I have to say that this is an interesting experience. The first time that like we're here.
Yeah.
Especially because, and it was really nice to see Frank walk into the store before, because I got to tell you, that guy really works hard.
Yeah.
The dude is ubiquitous. It's like he's every,
Really?
yeah, dude is omni-channel, man.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's all I got to say about that. How's things your way? Like,
Things are things, as they say. Like you said, it is the first day of spring, although it is looking gray and rainy out.
I know.
But it is time for you to start gathering up seeds. It's time to start planting some hope
Oh,
and
yeah.
being better neighbors, you know?
Now you, as quite the renowned farmer.
I like to say gardener, but okay.
Gardener. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I want to
Yeah,
make
yeah,
sure that I know the
right.
lingo, and I want to line in with that.
Right.
But also, you're one hell of a chef.
That's what I'm told, yes. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And also, I found over the last year that we've been working together, especially since we started this live stream, you really look at things in a thoughtful way.
Why, thank you.
Yeah. Which is kind of cool as we've been doing these interviews. So I guess retrospectively, now that we're at the first day of spring, how did your winter go?
Winter seemed really rough, and not necessarily because it was extra snowy, which it was more snowy than we've had many years. It did not seem as cold as it had been.
Right.
But there is that whole seasonal disorder. There's that whole idea, like there's a lot of negativity going around the world right now.
Feel that.
And one of the ways to combat that is to work together in our towns, in our county, and support each other, whether you're at the Pearl River Pizzeria, you're at Burger Loft / District 96,
Yep.
or you're at the Pearl River Parade, chanting on the parade folk and being Irish for the day.
Yeah, it's a great way to fight back the feeling of negativity and I find that, and this is a really cool theme for this show, in my opinion, is like, okay is pretty
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, okay does not just mean okay on the show.
Yes.
It also means approved by OSA and Kluger.
It's
And you know what we approve? 202 Cannabis.
located in Garnerville, New York. 202 Cannabis will help you with all of your cannabis needs. They have bud tenders. They have bud tenders ready to go to help you tune into the exact mood and effect that you're looking for. And you can do it in a variety of ways. You can do it via flower. You can do it via vape. You can do it via gummy. Yeah. What was the thing that the gentleman mentioned before? Rosin?
Distillates, and that is
What is
an
that?
extract where they're taking the THC
Uh-huh.
off of that flower part
Right.
and taking just THC, putting it in a crystal, and then you're usually doing something like vaporizing it or whatever, and inhaling it that way.
Wait, is that like the greenery from what I've read in magazines? Is that the greenery that has like the white stuff on the outside of it?
The white stuff is those crystals,
Uh-huh.
and that is a lot of where the THC sits.
Uh-huh.
There's something called live resin or full spectrum where they're taking that fresh flower and
Mhm.
compressing it down versus drying it out and then
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense because I've, in a magazine somewhere, I noticed from a scientific standpoint that they had these distillates and there was a picture of Robin Williams next to it.
Robin Williams.
Yeah, because I think the effect was.
I mean, Robin Williams is probably one of the funniest comedians ever to grace this planet.
Dude, he is OG.
Yeah, he was okay.
Yes.
Approved by OSA and Kluger.
Yeah. We need a gavel.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a joint-shaped one since we're here at 202 Cannabis.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this cannabis thing, but I'm finding it to be interesting.
I mean, I know that some of the flower-type product
Hmm.
comes in pre-rolled joints, as it were,
Yeah, they have pre-rolls here too.
right? And some of those pre-rolls have coatings on them with more THC.
Yep.
Um, it
Resin
is
rosin, they
really a crazy time for those of us who really love the cannabis.
Yeah.
It is just amazing.
Hmm. Most definitely. It's funny because when I first walked in here, and again, they're the first drive-through cannabis dispensary in all of Rockland County. I have found that even at the beginning of any small business journey, I've been in business about 18 years, ups, downs, lots of tears, lots of joy. It's an adventure. What I find is that the standard usually gets set within the first few years. And the funny thing that I found is that, first of all, when I walked in after the grand opening, everything was already set up. It feels like an Apple store meets the Rainforest Cafe.
No, it's even better than that.
Yeah?
I say that because the Apple Store and the Rainforest Cafe are Wall Street companies. This, my
It is-
friends,
yeah,
is
that's
a
true.
Main Street company.
That's true.
You have family members, you have neighbors, you have folks here that live down the street from you, and they're the ones helping educate you on a product that's grown right here in New York,
Uh-huh.
that is helping the New York State economy. And every time you buy a product that is grown here and built here, not just 202 Cannabis, but in New York State and in Rockland,
Mm-hmm.
you are helping your fellow citizens.
61 cents of every dollar that's spent in a small business stays in the community. And that's one of the things that you can help out with when you go to a local cannabis dispensary such as 202 Cannabis. And again, they're the first cannabis dispensary in all of Rockland County. All you have to do to learn a little bit more
the first
about
one
it.
with the drive-thru.
Oh yeah, the drive-through dispensary. And all you have to do is you have to head over to 20cannabisco.com to look at all the different products and services that they offer. But the real experience is when you show up here and you talk with one of the bud tenders, because they're going to be able to dial you in to the exact effect that you're looking to safely enjoy.
And there's a lot of digital content, both here in the store and that you can see online. If you don't want to use your own device for whatever reason, they have these huge screens that you can just swipe away at and go, oh, I want to check out this product, I want to check out this product, talk with your bud tender. It's a phenomenal experience.
Yeah, and it's funny because Frank was over there before. I saw him walking around, and he's checking out the scene over here, and he walked over to like this huge, it looks like an iPad, but it's not. It's just like a big... Frank, can you come over here for a minute?
Yeah, hang on one second.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Hey, how are you?
All right.
So you're looking at this screen over here, Frank?
I am. There's a lot of good options over there on the screen. Check out what's new, what's the right thing to take. I'm gonna go ahead and check with my bud tender to see what works best for me.
Uh-huh.
But it's been a long day, and I just want something to relax with going into the weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Frank, you're not smoking here, right? You
No,
take this home.
no. This is for nighttime access. I'll put on a little Netflix and watch a movie and just chill out a little bit. But these guys are great. They also do a great job in really getting to understand what your needs are and what you're looking for.
That's what I figured. Now, you employ a lot of people, from what
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah,
All right. And, sometimes you have to get a little tough with them.
I do. I got to wrap them around a little bit and just go a little silly. But, the bottom line is bringing money in. And, this place is doing great bringing money in, too. So
Hold on. Do they get silly after they come here?
Yeah, well, no, later in the day, hopefully, when they're not on board with me.
But this is a place to get silly
It's a
cannabis.
It's
Right,
a nice,
you get silly here.
nice place to meet people, nice place to get educated, and I appreciate that.
But look, let's face it. I mean, there's a time for silly and there's this time for work. So what happens, like, for instance, if some of the workers, like you do roofing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So like, what do you do in a scenario, for instance, where, you have, people that are working for you and, they don't follow the proper procedures?
Well, we got to be really, really specific on that too, because we want to make sure our guys are safe.
Of
That's
course,
first
yeah.
and foremost. So no smoking on the job. We do drug tests and things like that too.
Mhm.
But we just got to make sure our business is on the up and ups, and all our our employees are in good standing.
So when those employees get high, they are not getting high.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're just getting up there. They will get high when they get down.
Well, yeah, well, that's the thought. We never know. I mean, unless we do testing on them individually, and that's something that we do. So,
Like when you do the employment things, you just like look them in the eye and be like, "Did you do anything?"
No, it's just the main thing is just making sure that they're good people. And,
Yeah, no,
Which
I
means
get it.
he's not using AI because AI is not good people.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on AI?
I'm not a fan of it.
I don't blame you, man. You know, it's like it's almost like
it's not my thing.
Like a baby with a gun.
A different generation for me, but not my thing.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Frank, for coming and talking with us.
And
Thanks, guys.
Frank, I want to say one other thing. Thank you for your service.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah. See, that's the kind of guy that does things right, Mike.
What, the guy who gets high after he gets high?
Well, no, I mean, he can do whatever he wants with that. Like, he's going to go home. He's going to, probably, and we forgot to ask him.
He's gonna Netflix and chill.
Hey, Frank.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Oh, I got some gummies and some sativa, and that will help me into the weekend and go forward. And the bud tenders here are fantastic, so they're really getting on a good regimen what you're looking to achieve from them. So I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you,
Thanks
Frank.
for that.
I was just curious because, like Mike, when I was saying before, it's like, different people that we've talked with, they seem to have preferences as far as like if they want to do a gummy or a tincture. I saw this device
There's
here.
all
it's a
sorts of different
vaporizer.
ways
What
to
is this?
consume this cannabis that you know nothing about.
Yeah, I don't know
And that's
anything
why
about
we're
this
here
cannabis
at
thing.
202 Cannabis in Garnerville, New York,
Yeah.
to learn, to educate Tom Osa and make this okay.
I really want to understand this better.
It'll be okay.
Thank you.
You know
I
why?
appreciate that.
Because you and I are going to be okay. We
We're-
are okay.
we
We
are
are Osa
okay.
and Kluger. And here we are on Rockland News telling you all about our sponsors.
Now I got to tell you, now that Frank's gone, just between you and me, I have to tell you that first of all, Frank is a straight shooter. Okay, completely opposite.
Straight shooters come to 202 Cannabis.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
they do like veteran services.
Everybody comes to 202 Cannabis. If you are an old person and you felt intimidated by this whole cannabis thing because society has told you all of the misinformations, come here, become informed, learn the stuff, learn the truth
Yes.
that cannabis is good for you.
Quite frankly, if you were in the front row during that performance in 1954 of Reefer Madness, you can come over here and reverse course, ladies and gentlemen, and germs, all of you. You can come over here and, like me, just sit, watch, and understand.
That there is no madness,
Yeah,
but there are reefers.
well, I mean, from what I've been told, yeah.
I mean, I'm seeing it. They're selling them like hotcakes.
This actually used to be a bank.
Yes.
Like they have the vaults and everything, I guess, and
Yeah.
like this was TD Bank, just like about 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, 202 Cannabis, and as I understand it, most dispensaries have to be very secure about their products.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of safety features that the state requires them to have.
Mhm.
So this is not some willy-nilly, like put up a shack someplace. Like Tom said, this is a former bank. This is a secure location.
Yep.
We are doing good community work. We have all of these bud tenders are from Rockland County.
Mm-hmm.
It's just this is a feel-good place.
It
And
really
not
is.
just
Yeah.
from the product that they're selling, but from the family business, the idea that we are a community and we're trying to share that feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Gregory and Milka, the owners here, we got a chance to interview them before. We'll do part 2 of that interview in a few. But the thing that I got from the interview with them, because we did 2 already, is that they do want to give back. And you don't always see that in different establishments. Every business is individualized and they got their own business model. But
Right.
when you bring charity and providing resources to the community around you, it automatically creates that customer base, especially if you got a good product.
Right.
And so they do counseling. And I remember when we first went to the ribbon cutting here. I'll show you an example. It's right behind me, but there's
So Tom is showing me a card that says, "Get the facts, New York. Cannabis is now legal for people over
21 years of age.
Yeah.
And it is a whole card of ways to smoke safely, to be conscious, and to make sure that you aren't disturbing other people with what you're doing.
Yes, exactly. And there's three things on here. And by the way, this is 100% endorsed by New York State. And just as a reminder, it is no longer a Schedule 1 compound. It's been reduced to Schedule 3.
That's
which,
federal.
Federally, correct. All right. So it's not going to matter. Like if you do something, it's not like the FBI is going to show up and like, it's not going to happen at this point. So all that stuff is in the past.
But New York State is very much approving and encouraging of New Yorkers and our citizens, and some of the other states as well around here, but New York specifically. They want you to smoke and use the product safely.
Mm-hmm.
Start low and go slow.
Yep.
Be mindful when you're smoking. Remember, there's other people here. Some people are actually allergic to cannabis, and it can cause an anaphylactic experience where you actually can hurt somebody because they have an allergy to it.
Right.
So be mindful of where you're smoking. And lastly, and we cannot encourage this enough, driving high is still a crime. It is known as driving while under the influence, and the law enforcement agencies that are local to here will give you some problems if you've been smoking high,
Yes.
driving high.
So don't drive if you're
Right.
imbibing.
So you go through the drive-through, you head right to your home, get in there, get in your comfy chair, get your snacks, watch your Netflix and chill.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly like Frank is doing.
Right.
He's at home right now.
Frank is Netflix and chilling.
Yeah, totally. So, and a lot of these resources are available right here, along with the bud tenders, to kind of guide you through the experience. And the one that, I mean, don't drive while high, that's obvious. Be mindful when smoking. But the thing that I really, really appreciate on this is where it says start low and go slow. And that's right in with Led Zeppelin, baby.
And that really is about helping you as a consumer consume the appropriate amount and the appropriate type of cannabis.
Yes, most indeed. So it's pretty wild. So we're going to come back with our second part of the 202 Cannabis interview. So just hang on for a few moments. We're going to cue this up, and we'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll do our final segment here on our new segment, OK Rockland, with Osa and Kluger, and we are here live at 202 Cannabis. Stay tuned for some more. We'll be right back. Okay, so that was part 2 of our interview with Francesca at 202 Cannabis, and we're going to have another guest coming on in a few moments. He's one of the bud tenders here over at 202.
Now,
Mike,
before we get to that,
yeah,
on that last break, I asked Tom. I said, wander around here. Let's talk about some products. So I'm gonna go first.
yeah,
The
please.
product that I like the best that I've seen here and I've tried before. It's from a company called Head and Heel.
Head and Heel.
They make tinctures. They have 4 different kinds, and it is a tincture, so you drop it on your tongue, so there's no smoking.
I've heard
there's
of
not
that,
even
yeah.
this whole idea of you're eating gummies. It is drops right down on your tongue. And this Head and Heel stuff, I had some issues with my gums, and I put some of that on there and healed it up. I've had headaches, and taken some of those drops, and it's healed. And it's really like the most kind way to your body. Like, I do enjoy smoking cannabis because I do know about cannabis.
Oh, so wait a
unlike
minute. So wait, this is a revelation here. You do cannabis? Oh my goodness.
I have been doing cannabis a long time, folks. Tom, maybe not so much.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this cannabis. So you're telling me for the last 6 to 12 months, Mike, that we've been doing this show, and you're actually a cannabis user, and I had no idea. Oh my goodness.
I went right here to 202 Cannabis and got myself educated.
Wow. So why am I like just looking at this from a scientific standpoint? I should have just asked you instead of going to Wikipedia.
What have I been saying all show long? It's about the social aspects.
I did not even know that.
So, what product did you find?
Well, I found on the opposite ends of the wall, apparently something that sounds like a French term. It's called bouquet, like oui oui.
Spelled B-O-U-K-E-T.
With like a little line on top of the E.
Yeah.
At the end of the word, like ET, but it's like with a line.
And it is premium indoor flower.
Yes, it's premium. All right. Now, I got to tell you, in all seriousness, and I'm looking at this from an intellectual standpoint, but now I'm looking at it also from a marketing standpoint. The quality of the packaging
Oh my
is
God.
off the charts. I'm talking about like it's got a gold, there's a line of gold all around the bottom of it. It's got kind of like a teal color
Right.
with some lines going around, and it's a box.
Right. And in that box, there's a jar.
There's
and
a
it's
jar.
glass jar, right? And this is just one particular example. The packaging, like, it's a rainbow of fruit flavors, sometimes literally.
Taste the rainbow.
Sometimes literally, because they have all of those gummies, right?
Yes.
They have all sorts of. Tom is sitting right in front of a beverage cooler.
It is.
And that beverage cooler
There's like
is
a
full,
huge beverage cooler here. Oh my goodness.
but it's full of THC canned beverages.
Yes.
So if you are looking, instead of having a beer, you want to have a bubbly drink that takes the edge off a little bit, you can get a THC beverage.
THC drinks have become all the craze since approximately 2024.
Okay.
And if you think about it, taking it away from the cannabis for a moment, but remember, like back in the 2018s, they had White Claw as like the hard seltzer.
It was so hard.
Yeah, I mean, it just basically. All right, let me.
And now it's the truly time.
Okay, so let me ask you something. All right, now we get to it. All right. So my question to you, Mike, is what is worse in your opinion as a consumer, White Claw or Coors Light?
Oh, they're both terrible. I would say Coors Light is worse than White Claw because Coors Light is a literally watered down product that many other companies have made light American lager.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when you're looking at White Claw, there's not a lot of companies that are making alcoholic seltzer, which is kind of what White Claw is, right? So, I mean, those of us who are old enough remember Zima and remember those other beverages.
Zima.
Right.
You know, somebody like gave me too many of those, and I woke up the next day.
The worst hangover ever?
Well, not just that, but basically, my ankles were tied.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think that happens if you visit 202 Cannabis.
No, they don't tie ankles.
Nor do you feel horrible in the morning.
I've found that cannabis, from a scientific standpoint, is very consent-based.
Like you have to consent to the cannabis?
You know, here's what I find is that, from what I've been told, the senses get heightened So
Okay.
one is able to really connect with the human being as a fellow human being.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, in the legacy days,
Right.
which is the term they use prior to legalization, one of the things I noticed from a social aspect is when people were getting together around cannabis, it became extra social. You could be hanging out at a party in college with 6 people you don't know, someone pulls out a joint, and now you're all best friends.
I've tended to find, I've heard of legends of that. I heard of a legend once where a group of teenagers that had just graduated high school hopped onto a bus and headed down to Daytona. I think this was sometime around the summer of '93 or summer of '94, in this North Rockland area that
This
we
is your
call,
friend, right?
from what I'm understanding,
Yeah, yeah.
yes. And so legend has it,
He
there
has
was
his friend, folks.
a guy named John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
His name is my name too.
For real?
God forbid.
No way. Wow. So they may have been on the same bus.
That's true.
So from what I understand, they picked up a fraternity in Pennsylvania. All right.
Okay.
And this is just all third-hand knowledge. I don't know anything about this thing, but like we saw that there was like, for instance, like a guy that just basically brought a keg on the bus.
I mean,
And-
that sounds like something we would do in college. Yeah.
Right. And the guy's name was Simpson. Okay.
Okay.
And he goes, Simpson, we got this keg and we're gonna party all the way down. So we ended up, or not we, I wasn't there, but people ended up at a McDonald's parking lot halfway between New York and Florida, and basically they were passing joints to each other in like a huge circle. I'm talking about like 30 or 40 people.
Now, you must have needed a lot of joints for that.
Oh my goodness. And the kicker of the story is that the joints were rolled by someone's mom that was on the thing.
I
So
bet
they're
you about
passing-
that mom goes to 202 Cannabis now.
I
And
would
if she
imagine-
doesn't, she should.
Well, that mom apparently just celebrated her 80th birthday last weekend. Just saying. Piece together the story as you may after that, but she's a very
Tom
cool mom.
Tom will not confirm nor deny who the story is about.
I cannot confirm nor deny, and that was one epic week, man. I mean, it was, and we were generally safe. Motley Crue, and by the way, I'm speaking in the.
Are you talking about the band or the description of your friends?
The description of my friends. I'm talking from a third-person perspective. I'm trying to like put myself in the shoes of the person that actually did go, which was not
so
me.
when I say you, I mean the universal you, right?
Yeah,
The global you.
Right. So I'm just like, I'm talking on behalf of that individual that I happen to know. And, he said that it was an epic time. And Motley Crue, the lead singer, Vince Neil,
Yeah.
he was doing his solo tour around that time.
Okay.
And he was supposed to be the headliner for that weekend, but he got into a water skiing accident.
Because he didn't go to 202 Cannabis. Oh, wait, it didn't exist.
It didn't exist back then. But yeah, he was injured. Thankfully, he's okay. He's still touring and everything. But yeah, it just didn't work out. But the rest of the the week after was Biker Week.
Wow.
So Biker Week was pretty cool over there back in the day,
Yeah,
from what I
Tom,
understand.
We've been sitting here at 202 Cannabis, where we've been doing our very first live stream at one of our most favorite sponsors.
Yeah.
And as someone who grew up and graduated from the North Rockland School District, I feel like we have a very diverse population.
Mhm.
And I want to talk about the diverse population that has come just in the hour and a half that's been here.
Absolutely.
Young people, old people, people who are looking like businessmen, people who are looking like they're construction workers.
Yep. Frank
or-
was here.
Right? Like they're every walk of
Veterans,
life,
like former Army, and
and like again, like the youth, the older folk,
young
it's
dudes
just
in here,
really,
like
really
that are
great.
talking and hanging out. And
Everyone's
also-
coming in and talking with their own personal bud tender. Like you said, there's about a half a dozen here.
You know what I
And-
like too? I have to say, different religions too, which I very much
Right.
respect and
It's
appreciate.
one of the things I always loved about North Rockland
Mhm.
is the way the cultures try and be that melting pot. Like we talk about in the United States,
we here in Rockland County really try and emulate that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of cultures sitting next to each other, and we're trying to all get along. And it's a lot easier to get along if you've stopped at
202 Cannabis, located on in Garnerville, right on Route 202. They're the first cannabis dispensary that has a drive-through in all of Rockland County. You can learn more about them at 202cannabisco.com. And thanks everybody for joining us once again on Rockland's News. And Mike, yeah, this has been a pretty cool episode thus far.
I know it's okay.
It's okay. It really is, man. So, and we have one more interview that's going to be showing up in a few moments. Our friend that we've known for about 6 months here, he's going to be talking a little bit about product and the atmosphere here. But yeah, and then Defiant Brewery, we're going to be over there on Sunday
for the great parade.
One heck of an epic party.
Did you know that Rockland County is renowned for that parade? It's one of the biggest of its kind. It is one of the biggest St. Patty's Day celebrations in the world.
Yep.
Right here in little old Rockland.
I know, because I was educated by a lot of Irish people back in grammar school. I say that because it was in the side of my cheek.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you find any leprechauns?
Yo, let me tell you something. Back in the day, you know that game King of the Hill?
Oh yeah. Not the show, but like that. Will you find a hill and you got to be the guy on top, right?
Yeah, I was the hill.
They were.
Everybody just piled on. Everybody was the hill.
King of the town?
No. There was just jump on and the kickball and dodgeball. Dodgeball was fun.
Dog pile on the tom.
I mean, everybody. We all just jumped on each other. It was a free for all basically.
Gotcha.
How about you? How'd you do through grammar school, high school?
I had some really awesome friends that I'm still friends with to this day, and I want to give a shout out to my coolest friend of all time. His name is Tito Wilson.
Tito.
And when I talk about cannabis, I cannot not think about my dear friend Tito, because he was one of the ones who started my education about it many, many moons ago. Now, Tito is one of our awesome friends. He's a great musician. He does all sorts of karaoke stuff. He does open mic jams. He plays with his band Electric Beef, and he has even played Rockland Music Fest and Stony Music Fest.
Yeah, he's a legend around here. Electric Beef is always in Nyack, many, many times throughout the 4 seasons of Rockland. They're a mainstay, and actually, they're at Casa del Sol often. And what I found is that when he's there, attendance jumps by we have our guest that's showing up. Yeah.
I'm not going to tell the rest of them about this, but this is our favorite bud tender.
Yes.
Every time Tom and I have come and we have questions, he's very patient with us. We know we're obnoxious, but we ask all the questions. Would you like to introduce yourself?
What is your name? What is your quest?
How's it going? I'm Kevin. I'm here. I'm a bud tender here at 202 Cannabis.
The premier bud tender.
One of the best.
I've been here since they opened and since they cut the ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
Love my job here. Love the people that come in. I love educating them and showing them what they would like, what would be better, how to save money and get to certain products that they want.
Yeah, and I find, and Kevin, you and I became fast friends. Y'all have helped us through not just one music festival, but several. We did one over at the Nanuet Town Center last year, the summer concert series. And then in addition to that, you were very integral in our first Rockland Music Fest over at the stadium. So from your perspective, I wanted to ask you this. You and I seem to share, I think all of us here share an appreciation of music, all right?
As well as an appreciation for cannabis.
Yes.
100%.
Now, I don't know anything about this cannabis.
You keep saying that.
I just don't. But is there any sort of effect that happens to people that try cannabis? Does music sound or feel, or is there a reaction? How does it go with music?
I would definitely like to say that sometimes music can be more enjoyable when you're using cannabis. I've seen plenty of memes I've seen plenty of memes where people would say that they'd start listening to music after they'd smoke and they'd hear every single instrument individually and all the different beats.
I have a question. So, as the premier bud tender here, and you have experienced and tried and know a lot about all the flavor and all the products, if you wanted to really enjoy that music, of the products you have right now in the store, what would you say is your best product to listen to music to? Followed up with, what is your favorite product overall?
Yeah.
Our best product to listen to music to, I would guess. Me personally, I like to smoke concentrates here, so I like the
Okay.
MFNY Skunk. I really love the Stone Road. Stone Road is really good. I tried all their pre-rolls. I get their half grams.
Okay.
Right now, Glitter Bomb is flying.
Glitter
Okay.
Bomb.
And these are all strains, folks. This is all strains of flower, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Strains of flower. The MFNY Skunk is a concentrate.
Okay.
Stone Road is pre-ground pre-rolls, and then they
Okay.
have the pre-ground flower, 14 grams.
And Stone Road is the farm?
It's the name of the brand.
The name of the brand.
Yes,
Okay.
it's the name of the brand.
Okay.
That specific owner, though, he named it Stone Road because that's where he started. He started growing on a place called Stone Road. And
Okay.
it settled up from there.
Cool.
Dig it, yeah. And I find that the name of a particular brand usually resonates pretty well.
Very punny, Tom.
Resin. So, and I have one more question for you. Oh yeah, and our friend Keith just showed up, so
Yeah.
we'll bring him in on the Rockland's News, OK Rockland podcast momentarily. So, last question, Kevin. What's your favorite band?
My favorite band.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough one. That is definitely a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
We could do top 5. you
Yeah,
know.
top five.
Make it like
Actually,
Empire
that works,
Records.
because you don't want to rank them
Yeah.
and like lock them in.
I definitely like the Strokes. It's off the top of my mind, it's pretty hard, but I definitely like the Strokes.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Huh?
I like Fall Out Boy. That's a huge jump. What's that?
Uma Thurman.
Well,
that's-
you're a
that's
rock and
great.
roller. You're a rock and
More.
roller guy.
Probably more my face, yeah. Fourth, Nirvana's always good.
Oh yeah.
And for fifth, there's a band that not so many people are familiar with, but The Hive I like.
Okay, the Hive. Yeah, we listen to the Hive.
So come here to 202 Cannabis, visit Kevin, talk about some rock music, and pick up some good weed.
Kevin, thanks for having us today over at 202 Cannabis.
Thank you guys for
Yeah,
coming.
man.
It was a pleasure talking.
Cool, brother. And we have some more guests that are showing up. We have, and we're not going to name last names because we're always very careful with, but we have our friend Keith, who we know. He's actually a friend of Frank that was just here. Frank. Yeah, roofing. You know, he does roofing. Yeah.
Anyway.
So-
Keith,
no, I'll tell you after.
Keith, what do you think of 202 Cannabis? Is this your first time here, or?
Actually, it's my second time here.
Okay.
Had a pickup for Tom one time. That's the
All
first
right.
time.
Oh, really? Because I don't know anything about this cannabis thing
Well,
whatsoever.
this was what I kept telling you. The only way for you to find out is to try the product.
I don't know. I maybe at some point, I'm thinking.
He's a little afraid, folks. Maybe if you write in and tell Tom it's okay
Yeah, it's
on
okay.
Rockland News to try the cannabis, especially if you're here at 202 Cannabis.
Totally.
I'll tell you one thing, that people are very, very friendly here.
They are, and very informative.
Absolutely. Yep.
So
So.
I was very impressed with their public relations.
Mhm.
Right? This store is incredible. It's clean. It's organized. There's so many products that are cleanly displayed. Lots of cool lights and amazing bud tenders.
Yeah.
Really informative.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Tulsa King. You watch Tulsa King?
I have not watched Tulsa King.
Oh, Sylvester
you should.
Stallone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they got a cannabis place. I mean,
Right. That's like part of their business, right?
yeah.
So you're like saying 202 Cannabis is like the cannabis dispensaries in the movies and on TV?
Yeah.
Dig it.
You know
Yeah,
what?
I mean-
Maybe we need to have a TV show right here.
I mean, it could be a reality show. I mean, I get a.
I mean, we're into reality.
Yes. Well,
Like
I'm into reality.
we're doing reality right now.
Are we?
I mean, it's okay, right?
Yeah, I think. it's
Okay, Rockland.
Okay. So anyway, we want to thank those of you that have been listening in for the last hour and a half while we've been doing our live streams. It's almost 6 o'clock. Actually, it's after 6 o'clock. We went past.
That happens. When Tom and I get and find a place that we really love, we really want to talk about it. We want to tell all of our listeners about all the cool things that we found. And right now we are sitting in 202 Cannabis, enjoying all of the things to see and learn, meet some folk.
Yep.
Come on down.
Totally. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna sign off and we're gonna finish up with our sponsors. Mike, is there anything else that you wanted to bring up before we hop off?
Other than I promote dispensaries, I promote craft beverage, one of the things that you should definitely do is go see Neil Acer at Defiant for his last hurrahs in Pearl River this Sunday at the Pearl River Parade at Defiant across from the train station.
That's right. Hey, Keith, are you going to be around on Sunday? Because they got the Pearl River Parade, right? And Defiant Brewery, it's going to be like their last day over at Defiant.
They're closing?
Yeah,
They are closing.
After 21 years, they're done.
Isn't that who owned that place?
Neil Acer.
Yeah.
What's the one that Dan's girlfriend's mother or something?
Southbound Cafe or Southern.
In that area, right?
Yeah, it's like right across the street
That's
from the train
different,
station. Yeah. So, but just so you know, from what we understand, and we're out there in the community finding out, we may see more craft breweries popping up in Rockland really soon. But we can't disclose that yet because there's a lot of things going on in the background.
What I can tell you is, if you find a craft beverage place in Rockland, go help them out. Go have some beers. Go say hello. Those brewers love to talk to you. We've interviewed Nick from Noble Experiment. We've interviewed John from District 96.
Mm-hmm.
We've spoken with Neil Acer. We're going to talk to all the rest of them. Go out, have those beers, make those connections, be a community.
And have a great year. We'll be back soon. We're going to be live streaming next, and we're going to finish this up today with the lovely Ilana to help us announce our sponsors. And again, once again, thank you to all of you who have helped us through the first several years of this podcast, because we couldn't have done it without you. Share it out with your community. We'll be back in a few more episodes, and here we go.
Alrighty, folks, time for our sponsors, the New York Boulder baseball team and Clover Stadium. Clover Stadium is more than just baseball, but it is a fantastic place to go be entertained, watch some ball, drink some craft beverages, get some good food, and there's even a playground for the little ones.
That's right. Plus, Work Smart New York. What do we got with Work Smart?
There's a business boot camp happening.
It's happening at the end of April. We got Yabu Fence Company, Dana Pest Control, Easy Temp in Hackensack, New Jersey.
What about Kobe Sushi? And tomorrow and Wednesdays, tomorrow being Saturday, there's always jazz going on. And we at Rockland, AM Rockland, at Rockland News, have gotten a coupon for you guys.
That's right. If you mention Rockland's News, get 15% off your entire sushi order.
$75 or more.
And you can enjoy your stuff with a whole bunch of people for a lot less, plus jazz on Wednesdays and Saturday nights. And finally, we have our, what we got next?
We got Susan Bova. If you're looking for some realty, Coldwell Banker is the realty for you.
It is. Whole Shot Bagels, 99 Signs, FC Perfection, Clean Space Maintenance Management Company. And once again, finally, thank you very much for being with us on Rockland's News today. Okay, Rockland.
Okay, Rockland, reporting to you live from 202 Cannabis.
We'll catch you next time. Take care.